Dave Palumbo here with an RX Muscle rant. Guys, I've been getting a lot of texts, emails, WhatsApps, PMs of people asking me, should I take steroids? Should I not take steroids? Do they help this COVID-19 coronavirus? Do they work against me and make it more likely that I'll get it? And I think some of the confusion is coming into play because we're getting articles, okay, like the above, that are saying steroids should not be used in COVID-19 situations because the medical community calls steroids, okay, corticosteroids. Those are steroids to them. Those are catabolic steroids, steroids that do the complete opposite of anabolic steroids. Steroids like cortisone, prednisone, okay, corticosterone, all these anything with the ONE at the end are your catabolic steroids, and they suppress immune systems. They reduce inflammation, okay, which is good, but the immune suppression aspect of them, and obviously they break down muscle tissue, which is not something a bodybuilder would want, but you would think right away in a COVID-19 situation that reducing inflammation in the lungs would be good, but suppressing the immune system is not good because that's not going to enable you to get over the virus. So that's why all the medical literature out there is no steroids. Then they just use the term generically, steroids. So a lot of bodybuilders see that and they think, all right, I'm on a cycle. I'm gonna leave myself more vulnerable to, this virus. But the truth is that anabolic steroids actually kind of do the opposite of what catabolic steroids do. They actually enhance the immune system. Now, not significantly. So I wouldn't say taking anabolics are going to make you immune to this virus or enable you to get over it better, but it's certainly not going to weaken your immune system. So will anabolic steroids do the opposite of the catabolics in the sense that they're going to make you more invulnerable, I guess? No, but they definitely make you healthier. Now, certain anabolic steroids, a lot of people say, what about DECA? DECA is an anti-inflammatory. Why can't that be used, in cases where people have corona? Well, because DECA's anti-inflammation effects seem to only really work on the joints and connective tissue. They don't really seem to affect the rest of the tissues of the body, and I don't know why. I think they just happen to bind to cortisone receptors in joint and connective tissue. And we really have never established, why that happens. We just know as bodybuilders, empirically, when we work out, we feel better joint-wise on DECA. So the question is, do I stay on steroids or not? I would say if you're doing a cycle, stay on them. I said, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Likewise, if you're not doing a cycle, there's no reason to start one, okay, now just because you think it's going to help you. So in that sense, there's really no evidence one way or another. There was I don't know if you want to call it fake news article that came out where someone, I think they were trying to be it was like a goof article that someone actually made it look like a scientific article that came out that said something like trenbolone is good for beating the coronavirus. But it was a complete joke. But people fell for it because people want to believe that. That's the problem. Now, another thing that came out, and a lot of bodybuilders take, blood pressure medications, and I'm a big advocate of ACE inhibitors and angiotensin receptor blockers or ACRs, which work similarly to the ACE inhibitors, because most bodybuilders walk around with slightly high blood pressure, and we know that's not good. It's not good specifically for the kidneys. So a lot of research articles that have come out recently regarding coronavirus have suggested that maybe taking ACE inhibitors are not good because the coronavirus, believe it or not, uses the ACE2 receptor to get itself into the cells of our body. So in other words, that virus, in order to get into the cells, it has to use a receptor. And it seems from the research, at least, that the receptor it uses is the ACE2 receptor. So people who take ACE inhibitors and angiotensin receptor blockers tend to have higher amounts of ACE2 receptors because you're inhibiting that enzyme system, so sometimes the body will produce more receptors. Now, the interesting thing is I just watched an interview with a doctor who was explaining how the virus was actually constructed. And the coronavirus was a man-made virus. We know that. Okay, whether someone released it purposely or it got out by accident, we may never know. But the bottom line is it's a man-made virus. In other words, they took a common coronavirus and then they enhanced it. They actually took, from what I understand, the targets, okay, that go for certain receptor sites off of the HIV virus. So they actually took the AIDS virus and they clipped off, you know, and I don't know how they do this. I don't know all the scientific tools, but they took the points of which the HIV virus can get itself into cells. And we know the HIV virus is very potent at injecting itself into the cells. And it uses, I think, 3 or 4 receptors to do that. So the coronavirus can get in via ACE inhibitors, but its main point of entry is through these HIV receptors, or targets, I should say. They're targets because the targets hit the receptors on the cells that they've been fortified with or enhanced with. Now, think about this. The coronavirus is an airborne virus, like a cold virus, that actually has better penetration, that it has the same penetration into the cells as an HIV virus. So that's what makes it so easy to catch this thing. People wonder, why is it so much, why is it so much more dangerous in the sense that more people are catching it so quickly? Well, because it's a human modified virus that was made in China, in Wuhan, in the labs, because they use it for testing on different experimental models. And once again, we don't know if it got released by accident or on purpose. The bottom line is it's circulating, okay? So you have to understand that don't stop taking your ACE inhibitors for blood pressure or your angiotensin receptor blockers like losartan, candesartan. The ACE inhibitors would be like your ramipril and lisinopril. Don't stop them. You need to keep your blood pressure low, okay? The receptors, even though coronaviruses use ACE2 receptors, that's not how it's getting into the cell. At least that's from the research I'm reading. It's using these other avenues that it has now at its advantage because we've enhanced this virus, once again, to have better penetration into cells. So, from a bodybuilding perspective, can you stay on your anabolic steroid cycle? Absolutely. Is it going to make you more, vulnerable to the virus? No. Is it going to help you get over the virus better? Maybe. But I wouldn't say that there's a statistically significant way to do that. ACE inhibitors for blood pressure, should you stop taking them? Absolutely not. It's not going to matter one way or another. You're not going to be more vulnerable to this virus. What can you take to help you get over this virus if you happen to get it? Because a lot of us are going to get it. Probably most of us will. Zinc. Chelated zinc, that zinc that's bound to an amino acid. Once again, I explained in former videos, I make a great product called V-Mineralize because not only do you need zinc, but you need all the other vitamins and minerals, and they need to be absorbable in high dosages to keep your immune system fortified. So if you take V-Mineralize at 5 pills twice a day, okay, you'll be getting the zinc that you need in a chelated form. However, now we got to get this positively charged zinc into the cells, and as I suggested a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, feels like it's been 2 months, but it's only been like 2 weeks that this has been going on. You need an ionophore, something to open up an ionic channel for the positively charged zinc to get into the cell, and then the zinc will inhibit the replicase enzyme of this virus and will prevent it from replicating. The great ionophore that we can use that's readily available and very cheap, quinine, okay? A lot of the doctors are prescribing chloroquine right now, which is a prescription version. They're going to run out of it probably, and not everyone has access to going to a doctor now. You can go to the supermarket and buy diet tonic water. You can go on Amazon.com and buy quinine pills, and tonic water 6 ounces twice a day or something like that, with your vitamins, with your 2 doses of V-Mineralize, the 5 in the morning, 5 at night, and you will allow that zinc to get into that cell and stop any replication of any virus you might have in your body. So, great news. I just want to clarify a few points because I think a lot of people are scared and they don't really know, and there's too many rumors and stuff going around, and you hear about all these weird therapies and gargling with salt water and breathing in hot air, and some of them may or may not work, but the zinc quinine thing really does work. And the other aspects of what this video is about in terms of the ACE inhibitors and the anabolic steroids, I wanted to just put in there because I think a lot of people just don't understand or don't know one way or another. Now you have clarification. All right, guys, I hope you're staying safe, washing your hands a lot, and trying to get your workouts in. Don't be lazy. Don't use this as an excuse to just do nothing. Matter of fact, use this time productively. Start a new project. Do something creative. Use this productively. I'm Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle Rant.